everybody, I'm here today with a very casual travel album flip through for you. I'm having to film it upstairs on my bed because it is very dark downstairs today, but I want to get it done for you today. It's not going to be one of my usual super long chatty flip throughs because I just want to whiz through and I am just filming on my phone, but I wanted to share this with you, so let's just go into it. So the first trip that's in here is Iceland, and we went to Iceland in April 2016. So we start with a big 12 by 12 page and then just a little overview of our day in Reykjavik. We rented a car and we explored the main city itself a little bit. There we go. Like I said, I'm not going to talk through every single page or item, but if there's anything in particular that you really want to know about, let me know and I'll reply to you in the comments. So we've got a 12 by 12 layout here that says Adventurers Out There, just a cute selfie of us. And then this is going to be a full page photo, but I haven't picked it yet or ordered it. So that's the only page that's not done in this whole album. This is inside the church in Reykjavik. I've still got our tickets there. And I always like to incorporate maps into my pages. We've got a little insert here with some more photos from the observatory that we went to. Another insert and then another insert. I have a lot of inserts in parts of this album. An 8.5 by 11 photo of us at Blue Lagoon, and then a little layout of Will at the Blue Lagoon. There's a postcard with another picture of us on the back and more Blue Lagoon photos. And then we go into some waterfall photos. The waterfalls in Iceland were just amazing. More maps there, and then a little Instax pocket, which turned out really cute, and another 12 by 12 photo. That's us saying goodbye to our little rental car on our last morning. And then there's some more photos here of our last day when we went to a national park. We've got more 12 by 12 pictures there. And from the national park we went on to see the geysers, I never know how to pronounce it, but we went on to see those. So we've got pictures of those there. And then from there we went to see the most amazing waterfall, and that was us heading home at the airport. So then most of the trips are separated with a piece of patterned acetate. It's something I did in my first travel album and I just really liked it, so I continued it here, although I don't have one for every trip unfortunately. But this is Mallorca, so we went to Mallorca in July 2016. We hadn't had a holiday the year before, so that's why we went on 2 holidays in 2016. And back then I actually worked full-time as well, so I had a bit more money to spend on holidays. But it starts with a 12 by 8 photo from the plane that I've popped in an insert, and then on the back we've got a 10 by 8 photo of the view from the beach where we were staying. I used the one of the Simple Stories travel collections from a couple of years ago to document this, so we've just got our first little morning there, getting some breakfast. We played a lot of mini golf, so I've got the scorecard from that. Instax photos. Again, I've got quite a few inserts for this trip. We went to the aquarium, so I had to print some of those at large sizes because they looked so cool. And there was the aquarium map. Some sharks. And then this was the rainforest part of the aquarium. I've got a layout here about how beautiful all the flowers were there. And then just a little layout of us together. You could have your picture taken with this little parrot. And then there's the official photos there. I just stuck 2 postcards on the back of that photo, so it provides the photo with a firm backing, but also means that I can include those postcards that I bought. And then I have a layout here about what we did in the evenings. And there's some more Instax pictures there and on the back as well. And just talking about going home. So that was Mallorca. Then we've got another piece of acetate here showing that there's another trip coming. And we spent like 48 hours in Ireland, and it was the first time that we had been to Ireland together, I think. So I included it in the travel album. Normally I don't put our trips to Ireland in there. We used to go quite often, so it's just not something that I documented like in my travel albums. But as it was our first time going together, I thought I would pop it in. It was literally just a trip to visit Will's nan, who sadly passed away the following year. And I just documented a few photos of what we did. I didn't even like do any journaling or anything. So then, because that was just one page, I obviously couldn't separate this trip with any acetate. So I cut up a 12x12 photo from Planacon Europe and popped it there just to show that this is the beginning of another trip. And Planacon Europe was in Brussels in October 2017. So it's about a year after the trip to Ireland. I've got some pictures here. I love this photo. I would love to go back to Planacon. There we go. And this is just all odds and ends out of my stash. This isn't all one collection or anything. I travelled to Brussels on my own, so it was my first ever time flying on my own or travelling on my own, like to a foreign country in general. And then I met up with friends when I was there. And then that's the layout. There's photos from meeting Erin Condren and the planner stack, the chips that Daisy and I snuck away to eat, and then I've got my little I Love Brussels pocket with the city map in, and then on the back I had a spare selfie of me and Daisy, so I just stuck it on the back. I've got another piece of acetate here, so we've got another trip incoming, and this was to Gothenburg, which is in Sweden, in May 2018, and I went with some of my best girlfriends, and we just had the best time. It was such a nice trip. We went on this trip to Sweden, and it was just so lovely. We set off early, we were on the plane, everything was on time, nothing was delayed. It was so easy getting from the airport to our hotel. We checked in, the rooms were great, and then by 11 AM we were eating cinnamon buns, and it was just the best. So I had to pop in a 12x12 photo of the cinnamon buns, and then that is a group photo of all of us who went. I made like a little back-to-back brochure flip through thing here. So it's got a postcard of Haga, which is like the hipster district, that's what they call it, and it has the leaflet for Haga there, but then I've stuck the leaflet for the botanical gardens on the back, so you can actually still look through both of them, because these pictures were all taken in the botanical gardens. I didn't do much journaling because I've journaled about it a lot in my Project Life album for this year as well, because I do document my travels in Project Life and in my travel albums, but I tend to put more photos in my travel albums. But yeah, lots and lots of photos of us having fun. And that was our last day when we went to the archipelago on the boat and explored the islands. It was amazing. And then this is where I don't have any more acetate, so I might get some one day to separate these two trips, but this is going into Helsinki, and I think this is actually the last trip in this album, so I really have whizzed through this, but you guys have seen this album so much over the last few years as I've been completing it that I just thought a quick flip through would be okay. But yeah, so this is Helsinki, and Will took that picture of me in our little Airbnb in Helsinki. Of course, I had to take a picture outside the Christmas shop. We went in August 2018, but I'm always ready for Christmas. And this is one of my favourite stories. I've journaled about it in my Project Life and in my actual journal that I had at the time. But basically, I went into the room and I was looking through, there was a little dish of business cards and takeaway menus. So I was looking through to see if there was anything interesting that we could do. And I found this note and it said, "Courage, Chloe," even with the flick over the E. It was absolutely bizarre. Will and I couldn't believe it, so I took it. Oh dear. I don't know if I should have taken it, but I couldn't believe it. But anyway, it was amazing. So I documented that. And obviously at the time, my mum was battling breast cancer, and it felt like it was a note, like just for me. It was so weird. Anyway, there's a little card there talking about our travels, how we got there. There's a receipt from the Christmas shop. A beautiful raspberry bun that was so tasty. And then some pictures of us outside. I think this was a cathedral. I can't remember. This was us, again, exploring some islands. There used to be a military base, I believe, and you get the boat over and you can explore it all, and they've still got cannons there. And then just a few posy photos of me. And then I've got, again, like I did for my Brussels trip, a little bag with some receipts in and some leaflets. And then I've got this final insert which finishes the whole album. Just some pictures from when we were exploring Helsinki, really. We went to this fairground. There were some botanical gardens that we went to here. We also went to an aquarium. We're big fans of an aquarium. And I just finished it with the leaflet, part of the leaflet from the aquarium, because I love including all of that memorabilia. But yeah, so that is Travel Album Volume 2. I'm very excited to start Travel Album Volume 3 because it's entirely Disney themed. So obviously when I start that, I will share it with you as well. But I hope you've enjoyed having a little look at this travel album. I really enjoy making them. It just takes me a long time. So I'm so glad that another one is finally finished. Like I said, if you do have any questions about anything specific, then let me know, because I know I have whizzed through this. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.